Hey guys! Today I'm bringing you a speedrun of a look from my Needles and Brushes project, where I pay tribute to some amazing tattoo artists. Today's look is based off of Jacob J. Gardner's work. I chose to recreate one of his stunning mermaids. I hope you like it! I started off by blocking out my eyebrows. Then I took NYX's white eyeshadow base and applied it in the center and on the high points of my face. Then I mixed NYX's teal gel liner with the eyeshadow base so I could get the color I wanted. I'm using the blue color to contour my face and start adding depth. I kept the image of the tattoo opened at all times so I could reference it while I worked. Then I went in with a darker teal grease paint from my Ben Nye palette. Next, I painted my ear with white face paint so that the teal would show up on it. The colors from the grease paint pop out more when they're on a white base as opposed to directly on the skin. I started mapping out the shapes on my face with the lighter blue, then gradually went darker to define them. Then I used a dark blue grease paint to define them even more. To set the grease paint and intensify the color even more, I took Star Crushed Minerals loose eyeshadow in matte teal on a fluffy brush and applied it over the areas where I had used the grease paint. Then I set everything with a translucent powder so it would be easier to blend out the eyeshadow. Using NYX's super skinny felt tip liner, I started to draw in the eyebrow. The brows have a super precise shape, so I took my time with them. Then I went in with white face paint to fix any mistakes and to define the lines. I started to draw the outlines of the face using a very light touch. These lines have to be as thin as possible. The lines on the nose are quite a bit thicker, but require steady hands so they remain straight. Again, using very light pressure on the pen, I started to map out the moon on my forehead. Then I mixed white and black face paint and started to fill it in. Once I was happy with that, I went over the lines to make them thicker. I varied between using eyeshadow and grease paint to further define the shapes on my face. I recommend using a flat synthetic brush when working with grease paints. I contoured my nose and made sure to blend out the color well. I also had to apply it to some pretty uncomfortable spots. Then I drew some outlines when the color was finished. To make the white brighter, I went in with some white face paint. I just used my finger to smudge it out and blend it in with the blue. Once that dried, I went in with a second layer. I applied the white face paint on all the areas that I wanted to make the white more opaque. Once the face paint dried, I went over it with the eyeshadow base so I could have a creamy base for my eyeshadow to stick onto. Then I went in with Star Crushed Minerals eyeshadow in Luscious. To set the cream base and to help blend out the pink eyeshadow, I went in with Sugar Pills Taco. To intensify the pink, I went in with NYX's blusher in Peach. Then I repeated this process under the other eye. Then I went back to the white face paint to accentuate the other parts of my face. I added multiple layers of face paint where I wanted the white to be really opaque and really bright. I went back in with some more blue eyeshadow so I could intensify the color a bit more and so I could further blend the blue and white for a smoother finish. Using NYX's pressed eyeshadow in Raven, which is a dark grey, I went in and deepened the contours of my face. Then I touched up some areas with some more grease paint. Using NYX's eyeshadow in Dare, I went in and blended out what I had done with the grey. I went in with some black gel liner to further darken some areas, always using the dark blue eyeshadow to blend everything out. For a more precise and concentrated application of the grey eyeshadow, I went in with a pencil brush. I then applied white face paint to my eyelids and set it with eyeshadow. I then lined my eyes with the same skinny marker as before. Using a charcoal colored eye pencil, I started mapping out the designs on the side of my face. I drew lines of dots at an equal distance from each other and then connected them. I darkened my contours even more by using the black gel liner on a flat concealer brush. Then I highlighted the bottom of my jawline with a stripe of white face paint. I also did some more highlighting detail on the rest of my face. Once I was happy with that, I went back to drawing the shapes on the side of my face. As you can tell, I kind of bounce around from doing one thing to another. Once I was happy with the design, I went over it to strengthen the lines, then proceeded to draw a few beauty marks. I painted my neck using black and teal face paint, then I highlighted it with white face paint. I also further shaded my ears as well, and I lined my waterline with a charcoal pencil. I mixed a dark and a light pink lipstick to get the color I wanted. Then, I blotted out the excess and lined my lips with a black felt tip liner. I then shaded my lips with a charcoal eye pencil. You can smudge and blend the colors with your finger or using a lip brush. Then, I dotted on some highlights with a white face paint. I also applied some to the top lip and blended it out with a Q-tip. To finish it off, I applied some of the light pink lipstick on the high points of the lower lip. I also did some more detailed shading around the lips using the pencil brush and some eyeshadow. I applied a last bit of blue and some highlights on the nose, and then that's it. I printed out some of the accessories from the original photo of the tattoo. I pinned a necklace into my hair and taped down the printed cutouts. And that's the finished look. I really hope you liked it. If you want to see the rest of my needles and brushes project, check out my Instagram. I'll put the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye!